Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's live. I'm very excited because it's day number 21 of the 21-day challenge. How exciting is that? So first off, my name is Julia. I'm a mindset coach for high value, and we are in the 21-day challenge for all those of you, and I know it's probably very little, but you don't know exactly what it is. 21 days to reprogram your subconscious mind. I'm going to link the 8-hour affirmation recording here. I hope I'm showing it on the right side because it's different from phone to laptop, and right now I'm on my laptop. So it should be here or maybe here. You'll find it. And listen to it for at least 21 days, and today's day number 21. So by now you have formed a new subconscious habit. And I'm going to talk today about the next steps from here. Where are we going from here? What can you expect to have changed in these last 21 days, and what to do if you didn't notice any change yet? Because everybody is reacting differently, and everybody's subconscious mind is might take a little different time. You should not be worried if you haven't experienced any strong changes yet. For some people, the change can take a little bit longer, or for some people, the resistance that you have might also be bigger. So I'm going to talk about this today. And first off, what I'm going to start with, no matter what kind of changes you have already experienced, I suggest that you keep on going. And you might want to either keep on going with the same track, and I say keep going for up to 30 days or longer if you feel drawn to do it, or if you're not yet satisfied with the change. Subconscious reprogramming works. It's a fact that it works. Does need time to adjust. And for some people, it can go very, very quickly. And for some of you, it might take a little longer. Or what also could be possible is that there are other beliefs that are still blocking your abundance mindset, but still what you're listening to now and your persistence will be rewarded. So I can't tell you exactly how it will show up for you specifically, but it will be rewarded. It can happen sometimes. It can have a time delay, or you might need to readjust. And I will come out with other affirmation recordings that you can use for other specific areas in your life. So for example, relationships, work, money, and we're also going to talk about deeper healing that might need to happen in the future. So don't worry. If you want more, you're going to receive more. Give these affirmations time to sink in, and try to keep going up to 30 days if you feel that you have not yet fully embodied these beliefs. I will share from my experience, and I will share also from an experience that one of my clients reported back to me a few days ago, which will show you how differently subconscious mind can work. So for me personally, when I'm using affirmations, sometimes they work really quickly, like almost instantly, and sometimes there's a lot of resistance. And it can depend on various factors. Like, I mean, as a woman, or normally most women, they also go through a cycle. So for me, that could play a role. I never like to use this as an excuse or as a reason for me not to feel good or not to show up as my highest self. But we might want to take into consideration that people are just different and they react differently. And depending on your life situations, you might have an easier or a harder time accepting those abundant beliefs. Also, if you have experienced deep trauma in your past, you might have some resistance to actually going into abundance because feeling low might feel so natural for you. And that is nothing that I say to limit anyone. Those affirmations will work for everyone. Just keep on persisting. But I just say that for some people, you might benefit from therapy, coaching, taking more time to really self-soothe yourself, taking more time to listen to the affirmations. There are different ways, and you are the creator of your reality. You want to, the insight of what you need will come to you. Now, Sometimes for me personally, the beliefs work very, very well, and they just like get me into the flow. And it's normal to have like this up and down, especially at the beginning. So you really want to continue and persist with the beliefs, especially as you are nailing the abundance mindset, which is a kind of general mindset that I set up for you to give you like a great foundation for anything in your life. After that, you will want to follow up with other beliefs that are more specific to certain areas in your life. And as I said, I'm going to create another recording. It will be either relationships, money. That's the two most that I'm going to create next, most likely. But I'm also thinking about something else, and I'm not quite sure. I need to see where my inspiration goes. And depending on that, I will create a next challenge, and we're going to do it together again. And now, yeah, so in my experience, it does take a little bit of time, and definitely it takes persistence. Also, it matters how you are showing up in your day-to-day life, and you really want to make sure that whenever you're shifting into your low state of being, that you're being very conscious of that, and that you are being very cognizant of the fact that, oh, I'm in my old self-image now, and I'm gonna keep the challenge up till we reach the 30 days, because I want everybody to feel supported on this journey, and I want you guys and girls to really allow yourself the time for this change, because it can take time. Now, that being said, and I'm someone, I don't want to categorize myself or anything, but I like to take a good amount of time. So I'm doing my own beliefs that I'm listening to also for 30 days, because I really want them to get into my subconscious mind. And what I kept, or what I keep seeing happening for me personally, and I think that is very specific for myself. I don't think that it's the same for other people, although I think there are people with similar patterns. For me, when I start something, there's a lot of energy and I experience success rather quickly. This happened to me quite some time. And then I feel, as I'm experiencing the success, I feel self-sabotage creep in, and then it goes a bit lower. And then after I keep persisting, then I see it harden into fact more. That's something that I was observing for myself. Also, what I see is that after a while, after I don't put so much effort into something anymore, and it still is in my subconscious mind, it can come out and create a success that I want. And sometimes this leads to me going up and down while the subconscious is stabilizing itself, and then it can kind of naturally rise as I'm taking my attention off of the change and putting it on something else. If this feels confusing, don't worry about it. That's just me analyzing myself, and it doesn't really have to make sense to you. Although I believe if you have this pattern, you might recognize yourself in it. But let me tell you about a client of mine who reported something back to me. And what he said is that for him, it was really natural, really easy to feel abundance on the days where after which he actually listened to the beliefs, and he didn't experience as much abundance and as much ease and relaxation and flow in his day when he didn't listen to the beliefs. So that, and I wouldn't have expected that, because I would say he's kind of an analytical person. That's what I felt from or perceived from what he was telling me about himself. But as you can see, those beliefs can work really quickly. So you never really know how your subconscious mind works. And from the books that I was reading, I thought that analytical people might have difficulties with accepting beliefs, but I also believe that it depends on your willingness and your openness. So if you're open to experiencing change, that will really, really help you, no matter if you're a rational thinker or more of a feeler type of person or more spiritual. Doesn't really matter. We all have a subconscious mind, and if you're open to experiencing changes, you will experience them, especially for rational thinkers if you kind of understand the process behind it. But yeah, my client reported back to me, and he didn't even do the 21 days yet. And he reported back to me that he already experiences this flow that we're aiming at. So be open, yeah, the change doesn't have to be quick. And as I told you about myself, for example, today, those are possible limitations. So that's why I'm just sharing them to share with you guys and girls. how the process can be going, even for someone who has done a lot of personal development. So I still have this resistance coming up sometimes. Like for me, it's really, I can be in very, very, very high states, and what can happen then for me is that resistance can be very, very strong. So it's very dualistic and can be very, that's the wrong word, but I'm gonna use it now because I think it makes the point. It can feel bipolar, yeah? So I'm having a very stable core, I work on it a lot, but my energy can go up and down like very, very much. And that's why, and if you have that too, you're going to experience it. It's going to be very stabilizing for you to listen to these affirmations every night, especially if you do it for at least 21 days. It's going to help you a lot. But if you don't have this up and down, like as much as I have it, for example, then what you're going to see is going to be, I think, a very stable journey for you. Whereas if you're more unstable, obviously, you're gonna experience these ups and downs much more, and especially if you go to a very, very high state of consciousness where you're feeling super in tune with love and abundance and super aligned with yourself and like, oh, I reached God's state, or these like ecstasy feelings that are reachable for us as human beings as we progress on our journey of consciousness. You're gonna experience the lower states of consciousness as almost unbearable. And this also has its own reason, because as you're becoming love and as you're becoming the change that you're seeking to experience, it's important for you to bring the light to every little piece of yourself, every little memory of yourself, and to be able to hold yourself and face yourself in every situation, no matter what comes up. And as you're becoming more of the light, and you are going to integrate more of the darkness, but this is not a problem. You are stabilizing yourself, you are being light, and no matter what comes up, you keep on shining love and appreciation onto yourself, or whatever the circumstances are. Nothing that happens in the external reality is defining you. You are defining yourself, and you are consciousness, you are the light, you are love. I'm not just saying that, I mean that. If you were not here, nothing else was here. If you were not here to look at and observe things, nothing else would be here. So you are the consciousness, you're the light, and if something unpleasant is coming up into your reality, it comes up, and that's how I'd like you to look at it, because that's the most helpful way. Is you wanna be very cognizant of what thoughts you are projecting onto the situation. And as you are able to look at everything more lovingly and look at yourself more lovingly, you're going to see the situation change simply through your awareness. And that's very beautiful, and that puts all of the power back to yourself where it is. Yeah, so that being said, what are the next steps? So the next steps are, well, if you are already like thinking like, I don't need any more abundance, like I'm good, like it's already too much, feel free to stop to challenge here. It's absolutely your choice, and the beliefs are not here for you to listen to them always. They're here for you to really get this new abundance mindset in, and then do whatever you want as a next step. So that being said, if you have done it 21 days, you're good. You're good to go and do whatever you want. And I will keep on going up to the 30 days together with everybody here who wants to be sure that your subconscious mind fully accepts the beliefs. And we're gonna do this. For those of you who do not want to do it, go ahead, take a break if you feel you need it. I personally so much enjoy sleeping with beliefs on at nighttime, because it's really like helping me to really know how much I'm inundating myself with all the abundance. So I really, really like it, especially as I have a very active mind, and it's like it can come up with so many thoughts. So I really like to direct my mind. It's really, really helpful for me. But for those of you who want to take a break, go ahead. And then we're going to continue with everybody who wants to continue with this. And after 30 days, I'm going to post a new 8-hour affirmation recording, and we're going to start Well, I'm not sure yet. Either we're going to start a challenge again, or I'm just going to keep on going and answering questions that you have about either the challenge 1 or challenge 2, and I'm going to go live so you can ask questions wherever you're at. But for now, I think I'm going to do the letter, but for now, we are going to keep on continuing. Tomorrow's day number 22. And today, by the way, if you have started with day 1 and you have listened to the 8-hour affirmation tape at the evening of day 1, then today is day 21. So you still want to listen to it one more time. And please report back to me, what have you experienced in your life? What has changed? Put it in the comments. Let me know. You can direct message me on Instagram. You can write me an email. You will find it on my website. If you want support, and if you are asking yourself, something doesn't feel right, something doesn't work for me, feel free to reach out, because by now I won't say I will say should, but it's a positive should. You should see some changes in yourself. You should feel more stable. But it's also natural that things come up. So if you have questions or if you need help, feel free to reach out to me. I'm gonna put a link to my website here where you can either apply to work with me, or you can find my email and reach out to me. As I said, you can follow me on Instagram as well for more content and for asking me some questions. I'm pretty active on Instagram, although I'm also very active here right now, so they're going hand in hand. Yeah, it's exciting. It was an exciting 21 days. I have almost never set a reminder to go live, and I never forgot it. Even like I had a funny journey as well, and even when there was a tumultuous time for me, and I had some interesting situations in the last 21 days, I never forgot it, and I felt really energy behind this project. And again, I want to give credit for this idea, and I know that, okay, I want to give credit to Dylan James for the idea. I think, I'm not sure if it was his idea or if he saw that from somebody else as well, but I found his 8-hour affirmation tapes and his videos, and I really, really liked them. And I felt really inspired to do an 8-hour affirmation tape as well. And the background is that for me, meditations always work really, really well to visualize and to manifest. And they had done such a great job that at some point I was like, maybe I can experience even deeper changes through subconscious reprogramming. So I started doing that. And as I was doing it and experiencing some synchronicities, I thought, well, if I have meditations on my channel, why don't I create an 8-hour affirmation tape as well for my subscribers or my community, so you can experience this as well. And I think every teacher or coach or whatever you want to call them has a different approach. And you might find someone who resonates a lot with you and someone who doesn't resonate so much, although they're having the same message. So I thought, you know what? I feel really, really drawn to create my own 8-hour affirmation recording. I think this will benefit many people, and I just felt the energy behind it. It was effortless, and it was, this is a project that I want to do from my heart. And I have so many ideas, and you probably know this, that sometimes you just feel inspired to work on something. That's when you're in alignment. That's when you're like feeling the energy just pour out of you, and you feel like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't need to do this. I don't have to do this. It's just like simply I'm doing it. Like it's a fact. It's a fact. Like it's done. It's really done. And that's how I felt with this idea. I was like, that's totally what I'm doing. Like 100%. Like this is in my mind. It then feels like it's already done. Like literally. So that's a place that I love creating content from. Or honestly, I'm gonna say it how it actually feels. It's being created through me. All these videos that I made, like I feel I'm just showing up as a channel on my channel. I'm so funny today. No, but literally, I'm showing up as a channel. Like, I mean, you have seen the videos. They're 100% authentic because I'm just showing up. I'm picking a topic intuitively, what I think you should know, what I think you might benefit from, and then I'm just talking. And I feel that's when my best energy is coming out, and I see that it's gaining momentum through that. But if you have specific questions, I'd love to answer them. I always say that. And I'm just thinking if there's anything else that I wanted to share, because I don't want to be rambling, but also I'm enjoying the energy, so I'm just staying live for a bit. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I finally also understood how to activate the chat option. Yeah, the question is coming in. So I activated the chat option. So in a way, so that if you are seeing this on a replay on YouTube, you will see the comments as well. Because up to this point, they are just lost because I didn't activate it. And I was like, what do you need to do to activate it? So today I found out. And there's a question or comment. Balaguru Balakrishnan is saying, thanks to you. I found myself again. Oh, okay, I had some, and I didn't read the comment till the end. I'm already having tears in my eyes. I had some very, very sensitive days, and I've been telling you about the ups and downs, and I'm on a, like, I'm in a very sensitive phase right now. I'm reading the comment, and I'm literally like almost starting to cry. Oh, such an emotional day today. I'm embracing it. I love the affirmation tape. Oh God, I'm so emotional. Never seen another affirmation tape before, and I love it. I'm gonna use it for a long time. Thank you so much. Like, I don't have to tell you that you touched my heart with this comment. I'm so feeling your words. And what I find so beautiful about this is, I was mentioning that I was inspired by another channel that helped me a lot and still keeps helping me a lot. I'm gonna link it down below. It's a channel of, I mentioned already before, Dylan James. And I felt inspired to do it. And I was thinking like, yeah, somebody else is doing it, our affirmation tape, like recordings. Should I do it too? I mean, I don't want to steal anyone's idea. And I was like, don't worry about this. This is totally coming from inside of you, and all the affirmations that you're using are coming from inside of you. And don't think about separation. Think about your impact, and think about how you can benefit other people with that. And if that's your intention, then do it. And what I'm seeing here in this comment, and that's exactly what I love to hear, is that somebody was reached who never saw another affirmation tape before. So I really believe that some projects, and I shared why I was doing this, some projects that are coming from the heart, they are simply motivated by love and by inspiration, and they need to be done. And this is a message, like, I found this other channel, and I find Dylan James to be so super, like, this energy, so super loving, and I just felt inspired to share some of what I've learned and to integrate it with other content and other wisdom that I have gained previously, but it's all the same source. And I'm so happy that somebody was reached that never had seen such an affirmation tape before. I know that this is nothing new and nothing like that is seldom. I know that there are tons of affirmation recordings out there, and so I'm happy that somebody new was reached. Thank you so much for this comment. And yes, keep on using it. Keep on using it. If it's helpful to you, share it with as many people as you can, especially those who think they might benefit from it, obviously. And then if you have questions, put them in the comments. And then we will meet tomorrow again for day number 22. I'm so excited. I think tomorrow I'm going to talk about sensitivity, because that has been coming up for me in the past few days. And then I love to talk about it because if I'm having the experiencing and it's very fresh in my consciousness, then it's most helpful, I think, for somebody else. Because if I'm just talking or preaching, I'm just going to say preaching from kind of like me having already done it, it's a bit different, I think, from also knowing and being connected to going through the experience. And both elements are important. So having the success and also having still the connection of going through that experience, I think can be helpful. So that's what I'm sharing. I'm sharing the topics that I feel are coming up and I feel inspired to share. All right. So I noticed that I'm starting to ramble, so I'm gonna stop it here. It was so lovely to connect with you. Thank you for coming up. And I see this community growing. At the beginning where I started, and I kind of expected this, there were not so many people online because I didn't advertise it a lot. My YouTube channel was inactive for a while, and I just felt inspired to keep on doing this here. And I knew that it's gonna start gaining momentum. So now I see, even when I'm not announcing it, I see people come live, even at weird times of the day. So from now on, I want to set an intention for a specific time in a day. I haven't figured exactly out what time this will be yet, but I think round about this time is good. So I'm gonna let you know in the next days which time I'll commit to, so you can expect me to come live, and maybe I'll just keep the weekends more free. But for now, thank you so much for joining. Keep the work up. And one last thought: keep believing in yourself. Keep believing in yourself. I know when our minds are coming up, when our egos kind of are backlashing, and we're experiencing those old traumas and wounds and thoughts and doubts manifesting and being present in our minds, it can be so easy to give up on yourself. It can be so easy to, well, I'm not going to say it's easy, because it's not easy to give up on yourself, but you can feel in that moment like you're giving up on yourself, and you can feel like it's hard to believe in yourself, and nothing seems easy, and things that you desire seem impossible. But keep believing in yourself. I know that this journey can feel difficult. I know that we have all experienced so much shit in our lives, and we're just gonna call it that, because we've been growing up in a society where people were not that emotionally aware, and this work is like really, yeah, it takes time for you to like find people who like really get you on that deeper level, and to really rebuild yourself and become love again, that which you really are, and to get rid of your limitations. But keep believing in yourself. You have already achieved so much, and you're already on such a great path. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be showing up to these live streams if you weren't committed to yourself. And you know, there are so many distractions outside in your reality or in YouTube, and you choose to be here. That's your sign that you're on the right track. That's your sign that you're committed to yourself. And keep believing in yourself. You will experience great changes. You will experience how it feels to be complete. And you have already experienced that probably, because otherwise you wouldn't be here, I guess. But it's going to become more obvious, yeah? Our subconscious mind or our ego or self can trick us sometimes into lack. Don't worry about it. It's already done. You've already achieved it. Now it's just requiring some time to readjust and to get in the habit of feeling complete and whole and love all the time. And love is always available. Otherwise, it wouldn't be love. Anything that fluctuates, that's not love. Love is what is always here. Your presence is your love, and it's always here. If you keep calming down, if you keep practicing this vibration, if you keep like just coming back to yourself, to your breath, to your heart, just go back to the heart meditation that I posted, I think, on day 7, 6, 7, 8, something like that. Keep going back to that. Keep practicing it. It might not be fancy. It might not be, you know, it might not seem as fancy as, like, I don't know, watching a movie or anything, but it's unconditional. It's unconditional love. It's always available. And you are able to channel it. You are it, actually. You are always here. And you can always ground yourself in your own consciousness. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? And I believe sometimes that people who've been through a lot, they can appreciate it even more, because you know why you're here. You know what you're working towards. You know Today I read something on Instagram, and it said, I had to make you uncomfortable because otherwise you would have never moved. And then from the universe. And it made me giggle a little bit because in some regards, I feel it's true. Sometimes pain can make us incredibly motivated to work towards a better life and a better feeling state, and to work towards more self-love. So when you have having emotional pain coming up, it can motivate you towards more unconditional self-love and more presence with yourself. So keep on believing in yourself. You're exactly on the right track. You're exactly where you need to be. You've got this. We've got this together. We're gonna meet each other tomorrow. I'm gonna post on my Instagram account at which time. And I'm so thankful that you're here and you're spreading this energy and you're spreading love. Keep on doing it. Sending you so much love. Thank you. And see you tomorrow.